Hello everybody. Today I got something very special and I decided it was important to make a review on it since it's a discontinued product and it won't be available anymore. In fact, it has not been available for like 4 or 5 years, 6 at much. I'm not sure at the moment it was discontinued, but it's been quite a while. This was found on eBay. It was a 2-year search for it. Every day, checking prices, checking listings, trying to see if someone had this, and I'm pretty excited for it. I've already opened it. I've already tested one of the boots out, but for like 10 minutes. Unfortunately, the box was damaged on transport, but it's still the original box. As far as I know, the original paper it comes packed with. So let's take a look inside this. You've probably already seen it in the thumbnail. So what we're gonna look at today are a pair of Dr. Martens Oxblood 14 eyelet boots 1914s in UK 10. I'm really excited for this. Let's take a look. The lid it just tore off. For all of you hardcore Dr. Marten fans, or just skinheads in general, this is very exciting, I'm pretty sure for you. You know what this means and you know what it represents. You know about it. 14i Dr. Martens with everything OG. The stickers I had removed them just to make sure they didn't get damaged. I will make some close-ups from them. You should be seeing them right now. But these are in new condition. This was absolutely new. I mean, no one had messed with it. And these are just gorgeous. I mean, you can tell how the product was made back then versus how it was today. So I'm going to remove them. I'm probably going to do some scans of them just to preserve them. This is with the intention to be archived, just so that people know how different Dr. Marten products were back in the day, you know? There you go. It's a bit bent, but I mean, it's cardboard, a bit kind of like paper. These are not the last ones they took out. The last ones had like a metal keyring. These ones are like, I'm pretty sure they're 2010, 2013, 14 maybe. This is still all cardboard, no metal, no keyring. Let's go with this one. One of a kind stuff. Let's have a look real quick at this brochette. I'm gonna make some better close-ups of this because it's kind of hard for the camera to see. But here you can see it says Dr. Martens all fat acid alkali resistant. Open it. And I'm gonna go through this because it's quite a bit of text, but it's very interesting to see how Dr. Martens marketed their boots as work boots. So let's take a look at the main product, what everybody has come here for, the boots. This left boot I haven't worn. This is as new as it gets for a vintage product. I mean, you can see the laces are new. A kind of like brown color. These are as dead stock as it gets. No one has worn them. In fact, they were kind of like so old that the sole has this kind of like oily fluid to it. Like I'm pretty sure it's because it hasn't been worn. The oil is starting to leak from this plastic, but they're gonna be worn for sure. Take a look at that thread pattern. That proud, made in England. Absolutely new thread pattern. These haven't been worn at all. You can see a little edge. It still has a plastic from the casting. You can see the different thread pattern compared to newer ducks. This has its triangles. You can see that it has a clear piece right there in the middle. I'm very excited to see that these ones have a shank. It seems to be something I was missing from Doc Marten boots for a very long time, but you can see it right there. There it is, a shank. Give you another shot of the thread. That shank right there, and the heel. These are absolutely gorgeous. I mean, you know about it, you know. You can see the Quilon leather. These are very cardboard feeling because they're brand new. And I'm pretty sure they have some sort of dehydration in the leather. It feels dry. So we might have to do something about it because I don't want these to crack. If these crack, I mean, it's game over. Once in a lifetime fine, thrown away. You can see that in the inside, it's all brown. It's kind of like a darker brown compared to modern Doc Martens, I feel. Give you some close-ups on the color. The tongue right here, it says size, and the proud, made in England right there, size 10, 1914. Of course, it's kind of like fussy and stuff, so it's not very clear, but it's there. You can see the fussiness of the leather. You can feel it dry. And I want to talk a little bit about the laces because these are gorgeous. Very rare color. I mean, it's kind of like a brown, but it's also kind of like a purple and a pink. Very, very strange color. The material is very soft. I'm amazed of how soft they are and quite stretchy, to be honest. I'm a fan of switching laces on my boots, so I always wanted to find a pair of laces that look like this one, you know, like the ones you'd see in pictures. They go so well with Made in England ducks, but not even Dr. Marten sells them, and it's a very, as I said, strange color, kind of like brownish, but these are great. You can see that the color of the eyelids you can kind of like see them right there. Matches the laces perfectly. They're a tone of brown. Trying to get them in a shot. And it also matches the welt. So these, the welt and the eyelids are the same color. And the laces too. That's very cool. It makes for a very cool color scheme. These are very soft, real quick. Kind of have that original Dr. Marten stretch. I've had my fair pairs of used Doc Martens, and I have to say I expected this ones to be less stretchy since that seems to be a wearing factor. This will wear out really quickly, and it seems to be kind of like cotton. It's not a synthetic material, so they're very soft and they're just nice. The tips are very thin compared to maybe modern shoelaces, for some reason, they feel thin. They are thinner. And the material is just soft. You can see like the fussiness on it. Very different to what Dr. Martens boots comes in with today. You can see the stretch. Yeah, these are gorgeous. Let me put this aside. You can see it just by handling these ones. How much kind of like fuss has fallen into the boot. These ones hadn't been moved like for years. Let's take a look at the inside real quick. I don't want to mark these boots at all. I mean, they're great. We're looking at the inside. Trying to catch a glimpse of the Airwear logo. Gold embossed at the front, at the bottom right there. Proud. I mean, this is the kind of things. New Dr. Martens have them, you know, made in England ones. But this ones just feel different. It says, made in England Dr. Martens. Sorry, made in England Airwear with bouncing leather uppers. Man-made soles. And I can't catch that last word, but man-made soles and lining, I think it says. But yeah, that golden color just pops against the dark interior. You can see it popping right there. Whenever you're gonna put this boot on, you're gonna feel it. You know, it's British made. The counter, I've heard that it was made of leather. I honestly can't feel it. I can't say if it's leather or if it's cardboard. It feels really hard, but it isn't stiff. You know, I mean, I can come here and pinch it, no problem. But it feels hard. I mean, if I put my nail through it, it makes that noise. But I'm pretty sure it kind of is cardboard, but I've heard that the old ones used to have a leather counter, so I'm not sure. These are gorgeous. I want to show you now the tag. The tag is a very curious thing. I have a pair of 2016 40 and 60s, which I'm wearing right now, in fact. And the tag just felt different when I got them, you know. The tag in these ones is indeed thicker. It just feels stiffer. It has more depth into it. It has kind of like more weight, you know, it's tighter woven. And I don't know if it's because these ones are brand new, but they do feel like that. You know, they do feel real nice. Trying to get a look in here. Just so you can see the tag. Very beautiful color. That's all I can say. Airwear right there. Very thick, very stiff. You can see it stands up by itself. No problem. And it's like that in both pairs. In both boots. They just stand up. Nice and proud. Bouncing soles, Dr. Martens. You know what it's about. So, after touching that, I mean, the construction on these is incredible. I'd like to talk about how handmade these ones look compared to Asian-made ones or modern Dr. Martens. I can see the irregularity. You can see it right here, how it has a little bump. If you don't know, all of this edge refining, it's made by hand. So it's someone standing against the wheel, getting those nice and even, but someone had a problem there. Or maybe just it has a little stitch right here. He wanted to avoid it. What I'm trying to say is you can see how these ones were made, right? I mean, you can just see it. The stitching right here, you can see of the videos of the factory, all handmade. So you sometimes have some stitches that are smaller than other ones, like this one right here. These ones in the back seem to be more spread out, and this one's at the front. This one seems to be tighter. You know, this one's right here seem to be a little bit looser compared to the ones at the front. So it's just little details that show you how handmade they are. You know, the eyelets I'd like to show you compared to the DEADSTOCKs I have. I'm not sure if new made in England Dr. Martens are the same, but these ones have a different type of eyelet. These ones are kind of like a star, you know, just different product, different, just different style. I'm pretty sure the new ones are exactly, I mean, they work, they're eyelets, but this ones seem just different. The new ones, if you haven't seen them, they're just two circles. I'll put some pictures, just comparing the two. I can't smell leather. I mean, it doesn't smell like leather, but that could have been just because of the storage, you know. But I'm pretty sure it's still a good product. I'd like to talk a little bit about how this construction and this weight compared to newer Dr. Martens, it's kind of disappointing, you know. You have a company that is legendary for the duration and the durability of their products, which nowadays makes mediocre boots. I mean, they're no longer work boots, they're just fashion boots. Softer, less durable, are not worth it, to be honest. For the price I got these on eBay, these were cheaper than a new made in England pair. So just imagine that. Secondhand market for vintage stocks should be on your watch list if you're looking for made in England Dr. Martens. The new ones don't even have a shank. I've seen the comparisons. I will link them in the video, but in the description below. You can see the comparisons between hardness, and to be honest, this rubber just feels harder. It could be because it hasn't been walked on, but it just feels different. The coloration is different. The thread pattern is different. And the inside, the air capsules are different. And of course it has a shank. I mean, you can feel it when you put this on. They just feel stiff, you know. They don't bend. I'm gonna try to bend this one. This one is dead new, like new at all. I hadn't even put it in my feet. Hadn't even taken the laces off. This one, the right pair, I had already worn them for like 10 minutes. And you can see how they already creased. So I'm just trying to minimize that before the review. Thankfully, I'm shooting the review right now, so I will be able to wear these. But you can see how different they bend. I mean, it just bends here in the front. It doesn't bend at all in the back. Very good support. About sizing, I'm a UK 10 in regular Dr. Martens. This one's for UK 10. And I was a bit worried about, you know, narrowness. Made in England Dr. Martens are supposed to be completely loyal to the original ones, so they have a narrower arch and heel. And you can see how the toe just pops up right here. The other ones I have are wider, but I want to say that was not a problem at all. The only problem with sizing I have with the 1914 is in this area, this arch, the top of the arch to the heel, it's very, very tall. I mean, I can't cinch them down. This just doesn't come up. So they're a bit big, but it seems to be a problem with the model, not so much vintageness of it, you know. I mean, these are very tall boots. Although I have to say that the front, I will add it in the comparison. The front, the toe shape is different. This one seems to be more like a rounded off. You can see rounded off square, kind of a flat top and then round up. The other ones I have, they are just completely round. Just those little things, are what make this very special. You can see the welt, the stitch marks on it from the machine. Who knows if that machine is still in service today? No. And these just feel great. I mean, they're thick. You can see I'm applying quite a lot of force. Look at how they just stand up. They're not broken in, but the leather quality is there. You can feel it. You can feel the heft. You can feel it in the weight of the boot. This is a quality product compared to what Dr. Martens offers today. And it's a real shame because they're just riding on the name that they once had for durability products. And you go on Reddit, you go on Facebook, you go with your friends, and they just tell you, hey, my soles have been splitting right here from the welt to the sole itself. They've been cracking, they've been splitting here at the fold. Why? Why is it that a brand that had an extreme reputation for the last, 50 years, why is it that it turns out to be mediocre? We know that they're corporate now. They're not the same as they used to be, but even if they made them expensive, why don't they offer a better product? They have the means, they have the history, they have the experience. So it's a real shame that they don't. Dr. Martens still makes 1914 boots. They only make black. They discontinued the red version, and they had a green version and a blue one, if I'm not wrong. And they're all gone. They're just discontinued. So the natural step was to go and look at Solovair. You know what I'm talking about. And Solovair had them on production for a while. I was going to buy a pair of red Solovairs, but suddenly they were discontinued too for some reason. I don't know why this was the case for both brands. And for a while, you couldn't get a pair of red 49 Dr. Martens style boots. Then Solovair revived Gripfast, and now Gripfast makes their own model, which is very different to this one. It has a toe cap, and it has a steel toe, and it has a chunkier sole. So it loses kind of like this profile, this sleek profile, which is kind of a shame. Because you can take these and put some pants on, leg pant, and they just look like regular shoes. But if you have like a commando sole, very thick, a toe cap, a steel toe, they just look tougher and you can't kind of like mix them in. They're not as a versatile boot as these ones are. And they're not the original. Maybe it wasn't intent to separate themselves from the skinhead movement, Dr. Martens' branding has changed a lot in the last years to more of a hippie and leftist kind of brand, So this was the boot that was notorious for skinheads and racist groups and that kind of stuff. So maybe that was it. That was why it was discontinued. But we will never know. I mean, it's a shame because this with the 1460, with the 1490s, and the 1461 are, in my opinion, the classic models, the original Dr. Martens boots. Not the new ones with straps and colors and everything, glitter. This 1914, 1460, 1461, 1490, from less to more. These were the classics, and it's a shame that you can't get them anymore. So this is why I'm very excited for this pair, and why I decided to make this video, so that you could have a look at how Dr. Martens were made back in the day. I will make another video comparing them to both an Asian made for 1914s. I have a pair of red 1914s that were made in Asia, probably I can say about the same time of these ones, but they don't have a shank and the thread pattern is different. So I don't know, I'm not good at dating them. I haven't made my research on that, but they are definitely different quality. The rubber feels softer, the tag feels softer. These ones just collapse now, although I've worn them for quite a long time now. but the differences are still there. So it's very important for me to make that other video. Just one last detail, you can see they even have a little sticker indicating what type of upper material it's being used. Made in England, upper is leather, the liner is leather man-made material, and then the sole is man-made polymer plastic. So that's my very first review on this pair of 1914 made in England Dr. Martens. You gotta carry the name proud and around. These are not made anymore, sadly. Maybe we should ask for Dr. Martens to make them, you know? It's a shame that you cannot get them anymore. British made. It's a shame that products are losing their proudness where they're being made. New Dr. Martens, new made in England Dr. Martens just have a tag that says made in England. It has no flag, it has no colors. And even though I'm not British, I can say that being proud of what your country makes, what is its culture, and you know, just being proud of it seems to be disappearing. And that's a shame because these are a great product. The color is very different to the other pair I have. These ones are more reddish tomato color, cherry color, whereas the other ones are darker, and I really prefer this color, this red, deep red. In case you're looking for a reference, I have this TRG shoe cream that I use on my other pair of boots, and I can say that they're almost the same. You cannot see it in the lighting, but they're very, very close. In sunlight, these ones just pop. I mean, natural light for these ones is great. In the dark, they look kind of like grayish, dark, dry red, but I'm pretty sure that in daylight they would pop. That is just gorgeous. I mean, I'm very happy for the product that I received. And these are just a grail. You cannot find them anymore. I'm pretty sure this was like a once in a lifetime thing. If someone has a storage unit full of these, make sure to just get them out. I mean, people need to see how the boots were made back in the day, and demand Dr. Martens, in my opinion, that they make a better product. It's a shame that they are being lost, that the essence of the brand is being lost, and that instead we're getting all of these kitty pink boots, right? I mean, there's no problem with them being made that way. There's no problem with the colors. There's no problem with the designs that they choose. The only problem is the product. Defective product, thinner leather, awful quality, an outrageous price tag. Why? Why are you doing that? I'm going to show you the backs of them because you haven't seen them. Just look at that shine. Even I haven't polished this leather, it just shines. Look at the heels. Brand new, everything brand new. This is something that we will probably not see again. This is something that is very hard to find. 2 years of eBay searching, and I finally have them. I wanted to make a video so that anyone could come and check how different this product is from newer Dr. Martens. A video is not enough. You have to feel them. You have to feel the stiffness on them. I cannot crush these. So even if I wanted, you know. And if you're trying to buy a pair of Dr. Martens for the durability, for their stiffness, for their, you know, their classics, the idea that Dr. Martens last forever, if that's what you're looking for, a boot that lasts forever, go into the second-hand market. Look for some vintage made in England ones. They might be expensive, the same price as new ones, but they're definitely 10 times the product. Definitely, definitely. And you can also find, like this one's, rare and discontinued items. So that was my review for today. Thank you very much for watching. At the moment I'm broke because these ones were, as I said, kind of expensive. I I will make the comparison between this pair and the 1914s made in Asia soon, and I also want to make the comparison to some newer Dr. Martens, so I will see how I get those. I will start to wear these as soon as possible, now that I've contained and archived the way that they look brand new. I'm not afraid of wearing them, I'm not afraid of just losing this image, this stiffness, this new product quality, and this new product look. Archived forever. You can see some of the other videos I have on boots, basic videos. I'm just putting them on with some skinhead music, skinhead McKay. I'm just a fan of the boot. Their history, their British made, their quality, they're everything that a brand should be. So, yeah, thank you very much for watching and keep it up. Oi.